In a world where hopium and common sense collide, starring the CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. Welcome to Debate Crypto.
Question everything.
Trust nothing.
It's your boys, Keeper and Crusader, and we have a special guest in the house that might look familiar. He was on recently. You hear his voice all the time if you are in Twitter Spaces at all. The one and only Loudmouth. How you doing, brother?
What's happening, guys? How y'all doing tonight?
Doing well. I got to tell everybody just a quick story. Loud was having some troubles with his phone. And, normally people say, oh, well, I'll try to go somewhere else. I'll do this, that, and the third. Nope. This man jumps on Amazon or wherever the heck he jumped on and said, I can't have this problem again. I'm ordering a computer right now. And before we even got off the stream, this man had a computer on the way to his house and it worked. So I'm super excited that we got you on here tonight.
Let's go.
Let's go. We're going to be talking NFTs. It's NFTuesday. Y'all know what time it is. That is our new show of the week, NFTuesdays. We're going to be diving into everything NFTs. So who better than to kick that off with than Loud this Tuesday evening. So make sure you follow us on all the socials. Follow Loudmouth. His Twitter handle is loudmouth_ETH. That link is down below the video. So if you want to follow him, not if you want to, when you go to follow Loud on Twitter, if you're not already, that's where it's at. Let's take a peek into the markets real quick. Smash the likes, guys. Let's have some fun. Just take a quick peek at the markets because after all, we are Debate Crypto, and then we'll dive into the NFTs. So the updated, because I need to refresh, cryptocurrency market cap. Ooh, we took a hit, down 7.24%. We're at $989.37 billion with a B. We're under $1 trillion. Not where we want to be. Bitcoin all the way down to 20,200. Guys, I don't know if you're fazed by it, but these pumps of 7, 8, 9, 10, 15%, and then rocket back down 10%. Hey, it's getting old. Just hang in there. I want to encourage you. I've been through a bear market before. So has Miguel. I'm going to guess that Loud has been through one. And if he hasn't, he needs to hang in there as well. The reality is we'll be back where we need to be with some time. So the rest of the market's down as expected. XRP down 7%. Cardano almost 8%. Solana, well, they didn't shut down, but they're down 12%. And then Dogecoin wrapping out the top 10, down 6.62%. Miguel, we have any technical reasons why we're flopping up, like belly up like a fish, or we?
Yeah, I mean, we can see something in the technicals, and we can also see the macro stuff, right? Everything's been I think it was the CPI numbers or something came out today. I forgot what it was, and it was not looking how they expected. And obviously, it's been leading to the thought of higher interest rate hikes coming. So you guys can see here on the daily, right? We had a massive Bitcoin boner a couple of days ago, and now we've gone a full limp on the way down. No help, right? Who knows where this is going to stop, right? We're down at 20,000. We dropped as low as 19.8. We're kind of trying to make a push back up. The VWAP is headed negative, right? The momentum wave is kind of peaking out. The RSI here is coming down as well. But, this right here, this blue triangle is a trend reversal. So, it was indicating that could have been a possible local top, and it was right. We headed straight down from there. There's a lot of macro stuff happening with the inflation numbers and everything. So that's been influencing the markets. The stock market also took a massive hit today. So it's not just Bitcoin alone. Yeah. It's, a lot of just uneasiness in the markets.
Shout out to CryptoFace. The ultimately his indicator, Market Cipher, has done really well for us. If you're looking for Market Cipher, I think we do have a link down below for that as well, or it's in a link tree. I think it's down below. That being said, make sure if you're not in the candle mafia, make sure to get over and see Frankie Candles 5:45 to 7:30 over on BitBoy Crypto. That's your boy for all things TA. Apologize for the sirens as they pass by my house. They're not here for me, I promise. That's Frankie, all things TA, and then you come to us for everything else. Okay, let's dive into it. Loud. Actually, before we do that, one more thing. Where is it? Here it is. We have. Do we want to pull it up here?
What are you looking for?
Well, I was going to pull up OpenSea, but that's okay. I'm going to pull up just real quick. Follow us on Twitter, Danger Close Alpha. Trying to make sure to have everybody that follows us on all the socials, make sure to follow the one, the only.
Dude, you haven't even
Alpha.
told the people. You haven't even told the people what's going on, right? Every
Well,
25 bags.
That's what I was looking for.
Every 25 bags, right? You can scroll down. You can see the tweet. You can see the tweet right there. You go to scroll down.
Is it right there? Is it right there?
Yeah, every 25 bags that are minting away 0.125 ETH, friends. So make sure you mint a bag. Make sure you get involved. Our first official winner was Third Patriot, I believe was his name. Yeah, Third Patriot. Winning, woke up to a 1.25 ETH in his wallet.
1.25. My gosh, this man got absolutely blessed. Don't you think he got 0.125 or no? You there?
I didn't hear you. I was talking.
I'm not sure what just happened. I think Miguel is glitching out. He's rugging on us over there. I'm not really sure what's happening. He is dead frozen. Yeah,
No?
he's dead frozen. Oh, now he's moving. All right, let's get into it. Loud, you are not frozen, my friend. You're moving now, Miguel. We'll get into it.
New computer.
Biomax, thank you.
No more freezing for me.
That's right. That's right. You're ready for it. All right. So we met in Vegas, and I didn't know. I knew the name. I knew your name from Twitter Spaces. I knew that if you were familiar with Twitter Spaces, thank you, Biomax, for the super chat. Says Lazy Ape Yacht Club 9222 Sheriff Posse coming at you.
Let's
DCA
go.
Merchants. Let's go, Lazy Ape Yacht Club. We're definitely going to be talking about that tonight. But yeah, when I met you out there, I knew your name from Twitter Spaces. But take me back farther than obviously that. How does Loud come onto the scene? Was it a Twitter thing? Was it another social media route? Was it even social media to begin with? Was it crypto? Talk to me about how you came into the NFT space.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Keeper and Miguel, for having me on tonight. And I'm glad I'm not messing your show up with my phone. But that goes to show you where I came from, because I did almost everything on my phone. Like, this is my computer. I'm still learning how to use it, right? So I came from crypto. I was one of the first people in my town that I'm originally from that started getting into crypto, and I was the first place of business in Kentucky that received Bitcoin as payment. And the news came out and did a story about me. I was the aluminum hat wearing guy, crazy guy that believed in this digital currency. And so that's where it started. And right after I got into it, bear market, here we come. And I was too stubborn to lose. So I just became a hodler. And by doing that, I had to learn because I had money in there, and I knew it was going to be the future. I knew it would come back, and I wasn't going to lose. So I just said, I'll just hold. So by that, it made me start to watch it, right? Because where your treasure is, your heart follows. And so I had some treasure in there, and my heart follows it. If you don't have anything in crypto, you're not going to check Coinbase. That's a good every day. All right. But if you got
100%, dude.
You got some money in there, you're like, all right, what is it at tonight? What about tonight? What about now? You know? So that's what happened. And then I moved to Texas 3 years ago, Dallas Fort Worth area, and I just thought, I think I'm supposed to buy a couple more Bitcoin. And so not even a year in, I bought a couple more Bitcoin and bought 100 ETH at $127 a piece.
Yeah, $12,700. Nice.
Let me tell you, let me tell you how genius I was, because I sold it and I made about $2,200 profit, and I was like, I'm the man, baby. 1 year later,
on all of it. Hold on, you made $2,200. You made $2,200 on all 100.
Yeah.
Oh no!
And
no.
So a year later, that would have been worth about $380,000. Yeah, I really nailed it on that one. Yeah. But right before that was in the bear market, right? So I didn't understand bear market, bull market at that time. I just knew it was going to come back. Well, then I'm learning a little more on, like, I know the halvings and what's going on. So then it starts to pump up, back in the bull market. And I was like, let's go, baby. Cause I just bought a little bit more. And then boom, the next week it started pumping. And I was like, oh yeah. So I'm starting to get all these people in on it again. I'm like, we're back. People starts calling me. They're like, you were right. You're not a crazy person, And so then we had that good old ride up, and it started to go down a little bit. And then August, got into, I was following some YouTube guys, and they were like Elliot Trades, BitBoy Crypto, and a few others. And they had Lark Davis, they had Twitters. And I started a Twitter back when it started, but I never used it and had like less than 100 followers. It was an inactive Twitter for sure. I like checked Kentucky basketball way back in the day when it started. Yeah. So I got in there and I started reading the tweets and stuff, and then I seen about these NFTs, and I thought, So the Lazy Lions came out, and they were minting, and I hated the
word. Where are we at right now? Give me a year. Where are we at the point?
This is last year. This is last year, August of last year. Cool. So the Lazy Lions was minting out, and I hated the word lazy because I was a huge advocate of 100-hour-a-week working. I had 7 businesses, 28 properties in real life going. Like I was the guy that was always going 100 miles an hour, and I hated that word lazy. And so, but I really resonated with the lion art, and I still didn't understand NFTs. But then I bought in, and then my emails kept going off on these offers that I was getting on these things, and I was thinking people's paying money for these pictures for real, And so I bought some more, and then I thought, you know what? I'm going all in. So I went and pulled a bunch of my crypto over, turned it into Ethereum. That wasn't, I was a Cardano maxi, by the way. I loved Cardano and Charles. I think he's one of the most brilliant minds on the planet, but that's a whole other story. So, but I rugged him for NFTs. I rugged him for ETH NFTs. So I flipped it over and I bought a bunch. I started aping into this project before I knew what aping in was. And I seen these Bored Apes, and I was thinking, I can buy one of these for 24 ETH, or I can buy, because that's what it went up to at that time. It was like 16 to 24 ETH. And I was wrestling my head to do that. And I thought, I'm going to buy more. I bought 30 lions. And then right after that, they started pumping. Then here comes the bear market in NFTs. And I'm 100 and something, 150 ETH in on this now. And I'm thinking, man, am I ever going to learn? So then I hear about Twitter Spaces. And I hear these people talking, and I was like, oh, man, I can do this. I said, this is sales. This is
what. Well, let me stop you right there. What was it that grabbed your attention with Twitter Spaces? Because I hear a lot of people, it's either they love Twitter Spaces or not too sure that I really like. What was it that resonated with you about the Twitter Spaces?
Because I wanted to educate people in this space and what it was, and it clicked in my head. And so I wanted to just explain that. And I seen what they were doing and people were doing in the Twitter Spaces, the few that were. And I thought the only way I can get these bags to start moving again is if oh, look at that. She's adorable.
This is Addison just jumping in to remind everybody, be your own bank. You can store your NFTs on your Ledger hardware wallet as well. I actually flopped a couple of my DCAs over there. Maybe if Loud does a good enough job tonight, maybe I'll even flip a Lazy Ape over onto the hardware wallet. Who knows? You might be able to convince me to do it. Say good night. I love you.
That's awesome.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, never interrupt.
She comes in every night.
I have 5 daughters and 2 sons.
5. Hold on, you have 7 kids?
Yeah, I have 3 grandkids. I have 3 grandsons.
Holy mackerel! Yeah, you've been busy, brother.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I back.
You like that you could teach people
because I wanted to educate, and the only way I could get the word out about what I just bought a bunch of money in and dropped is this was doing it right. So I wanted to onboard new people and get them in and just teach them what I was figuring out, right. And then we a guy named D-Dish had reached out to me. I thought he was a scammer. And then we started,
Oh, isn't he the funny guy that reads the
Bangkok talent? Yeah. So we started conversating, and then I thought, you know what? This is a way that we can take our crypto off of the exchanges and stop staring at boring charts go up and down that we can't do anything about because nobody has enough Ethereum or Bitcoin to move those markets. But I said, if we can take the money off those exchanges and put them in a project of like, say, a 10,000 collection, that's like starting a community bank. And we can guerrilla market by building a team and move this. like we can really move these things. And so that's when it clicked. I was like, this is digital finances and leverage on the blockchain with trust written in, and it's all backed. It's triple accounting, and we can actually move this. And this utility and all these things that we can bring is actually bringing something to our customers as if we were a bank, you know? And so when they come in the Discord or they're on Twitter Spaces or whatever, it's like, morning, Mr. Johnson, how can I help you today? Because basically you're building a bank, your own assets, right? And it's a whole lot cooler to look at pictures of lions and apes and stuff like that rather than charts. And we can move this. We can move this with marketing because there's different traits. And so those resonate with people like pirate hats, captain hats, flip lazy hats. And so they're very marketable and people relate to them. So it clicked with me like with cars and real estate. And I said, this is the future of finance and leverage, and we can move these. And so we just started, I said, consistency is key. What we consistently do will become a reality. And so I started consistently doing a Monday night show, 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, every Monday, no matter what, come hell or high water, it was going on. And whether I was in New York, Austin, because after doing that for a little bit, then they started traveling me around to all these shows and conferences. And I'm thinking, I had 100 followers on Twitter a few months ago, and now I'm like almost 20,000. And people are listening to me. And they're not just like paid follows or I've never shielded or bought every advertisements or bought a follower or nothing. It's like all real unique wallets, real people that know me through doing Twitter Spaces, Discord. And I knew that if you put 10,000 hours into something, you could be considered an expert. And so I wanted to be an expert before anybody because it was new and fresh. And so I would do 17-hour spaces, 10-hour spaces, and I'm still doing all night spaces just to make sure that nobody can catch up.
I saw you on this morning. I got off at
I started last
night. I got off at 1:30 last night, and this morning I'm leaving for an appointment. And I was talking to Miguel. I said, bro, this man is still on a Twitter space right now. I said, no, he's not. I said, yes, he is. He is still on right now.
Bro, I still haven't slept. What? After this show,
wild,
I'm going to go to sleep. And then I'll wake up in about 6 hours, and then I'll do it all over again.
Dude, that's wild. That's wild. I got a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, like, you're buying up all these NFTs. You said you bought up like 150 ETH worth of NFTs. What do you say?
I'm double that now, baby.
What do you say to people that talk about NFTs being illiquid, and what is that like? What is your point of view on illiquid when it comes to NFTs?
I don't understand the question. I'm sorry.
What is your viewpoint on being illiquid when it comes to NFTs, like crypto, right? You just jump on an exchange, you hit the sell button, boom, it's gone. Okay, yes. You got cash, right? Your NFT, you have to put it up for sale and wait until somebody buys it. If somebody buys it, you get it, but it can be months, it could be weeks, it might be never ever get sold. Like, so what's your viewpoint on that and putting so much ETH into NFTs, knowing that is a possibility?
I think that comes from how early it is. Because crypto was similar in a sense when it was brand new too. And the more that we get adoption, the easier that'll be. And we can operate on like the floor price. And so if you do that, then it's just like, it's anything that you would do in normal life of like leveraging and finance, selling paper. So you just got to have a good, like a bank's only going to loan you a certain amount of money, percentage wise, like, 66 or 80% loan to value on a building or something like that. So you just got to think about that in the same way, because these are digital assets. And so to me, that's what they are. They're digital assets. And it's just like I did in real life, leverage real estate. I'm doing the same thing with NFTs. And then I'm also getting paid by projects to let people know about their projects. So then I get paid to do that because I'm a loudmouth, right? Now, I'm not for sale. I was retired when I got into this. I didn't get in it just for money. I got in it because of the people that was involved, and I really believe in what we're doing. And so if I don't believe in your project or I don't like the project, I'm not going to push it. I don't care what your price is. I get hundreds of messages every week that I don't even respond to because I don't have time or the capacity. And then the ones that I do, after one phone call, I know whether I can work with you or not. So I only push things that I actually will put my own money into.
So let me ask you this, Lau. We like to ask the hard questions here. So
yeah.
we're talking about taking, instead of being in the crypto space where, in the way that you're describing it is like, we do not have the funds to move markets, but we do have the funds to move an NFT project. Let's say a 10,000 piece NFT project, which you're actively doing. Let's just call it like it is. Lazy Ape Yacht Club has been killing it. It's trending on Twitter. You've got people. I mean, people know what's going on, right? So Miguel and I both are in the project. We're definitely like there. We're with you. We've been on the Twitter Spaces now. You brought us on there, and so we're with you, and we support it, right? We're there for it, and I get it. The question that I have is that, do you look at it the same way though? So in any project or in any cryptocurrency, someone is buying the top. Somebody is getting their butt handed to them, right? How do you create a community? And this is something that Miguel and I have been trying to work through too. How do you create a community around a project, knowing that if I'm not able to create more hype, I got a bunch of people that I led into a project that ultimately are going to be buying the top? I know it's a really hard question, and I'm not trying to put you in a corner. I'm just trying to like
not hard at all. Not hard at all, because this is what I understand, and this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. If it was just a Ponzi scheme, then I would be out, right? Because I don't have to do that. But like what everybody said that we couldn't do in a bear market, we did. We minted out a 10,000 collection project in a bear market at 0.08, and not only did we do that, but we're at 585 ETH on secondary volume, and that's not including private sales or trades or looks rare or X2, Y2 or any of that stuff. So we're pushing over 1,600 plus the mutants, so we're about 1,800 ETH
is that all
in 3 weeks? In 3 weeks, right? Yeah. So we can do that because it's about people and it's about a community, and so it's more so of not continuing to bring hype, because everybody likes to be hype and excited. Well, not everybody, but some people do, because you got to be excited about something. People have to know about it, right? That's branding, that's marketing, and that's what we have the opportunity to do here. I can't jump on a chart and talk to you about, hey, let's make this candle go up, bro. You know, but I can say, hey, let's all buy these captain hats because there's only 285 of them, and then we can hold them like it's a special car club. And then if anybody, there's no more of those getting made. And if you want to get into that club, you got to come talk to us. And then we decide whether we let you in our club or not.
You know what? Loud. Let me tell you this. Miguel and I talk about this a lot. And I bring up I say that there's dinner parties that happen all the time. And these big wigs, these elites, right, have these parties where they're talking about, I call it a dinner party, whatever. It's just information that's getting passed back and forth, right? I almost look at it as the elites in the crypto space would be more like some of the upper echelon people in the NFT space, where you guys are able to have these conversations about, hey, this is where it's at. This is the project that's moving. This is the one that's doing it. Let's go. And I kind of see it as the same equivalent, just on a smaller scale. I'm really interested to see how that evolves as the space grows, because like you said, it's early, right? And so there's a lot of people that are even in a bear market. It amazes me that what you guys have done. I give you mad props, like golf clap for real. It amazes me what you've been able to do in such a short time in a bear market. Miguel and I have Danger Close Alpha right now, and it's tough, right? It is tough. So I'm very impressed with it. I'm wondering, what do the plans look like moving forward? So let's say we get this mass adoption that everyone's looking for. Crypto is ripping, the whole market's ripping. You can throw a dart at a board, you hit anything, hey, yeah, you know, price goes up and to the right, including NFTs.
Right.
How do we, the people, protect ourselves when that cools off? Is there like a strategy that you have, I guess, is what I'm asking? Are you flipping in and out? Are you protecting your downside? Like, what's that look like?
I'm horrible at flipping NFTs and selling them.
You said you're horrible at flipping?
I'm horrible at them. I love holding them, and I get attached to them, and then I ride them up.
They're your babies.
Like I did crypto, right? So, but the same thing could be said in crypto. Like, you know, when you got a time to in and when you got a time out, it's daily. It's DCA, right? But so what I do with this is I know that it's based on what I can bring, and this is a business, right? And there's a lot of people that come in, they got a dev, and they can figure out pay an artist, and they think that they should start an NFT project. They shouldn't. And everybody, they got this toxic positivity type stuff going on where you just got to support everybody. Well, if my friend opened a bad pizza restaurant with roaches, I'm not going to support him just because he's my friend. He's horrible at business and he needs to clean his stuff up, right? And I'll tell him that. And so everybody that starts a project, they don't understand business, and they should not be doing it. And so it's watering down the liquidity in the space, and it's screwing things up, and it's stalling. But we will prevail because they will not outwork us. They will not outsmart us because they don't understand business, and they won't do it. So the ones that don't quit, the ones that stick around, the ones that hodl, they're going to win. If you're here and you stay, you're going to win. And everybody that leaves, they gave us their bags. So appreciate it. That's how we get paid. It's not about Ponzi and nothing. It's about sticking to it and actually working, just like in real life. And if you understand the basic business terms and technology, like what it takes to build a business in real life, then you can do this because you're actually going to bring utility to the holder. So my goal is not to ever buy an NFT to flip it and sell it. It's to buy it to hold it so that I can get a network of people from the greatest minds all over the planet. That I'm working with people in Australia, Thailand, Bali, Argentina, California, Texas, New York, and England. And I'm working with all these guys, and we're in a boardroom together. So that NFT, I don't ever want to sell it because that NFT makes me hundreds of ETH. And if I sold it, what am I going to get? 1, 5, 10 ETH from it? Then I killed the goose that lays the golden egg. So until you
That's
find
a really good point of view.
Until you find that project that you can actually cultivate and build that group of people, that alpha group, or these people that have the greatest minds, the greatest business people in the world that can connect us, that never would happen before. Like I'm in boardroom meetings helping lead these people that they have so many letters behind their name, I don't know what it stands for, right? That would never happen in real life. I can't give them my resume and they say, come on into the executive boardroom. Loud. It wouldn't happen, right? But this lets that happen. And so it's like that ticket at the dinner party, a ticket to the country club. And so once they see the talent, talent will get you in the room, but character keeps you there. You have to have character. And there's a lot of people that don't have the character. And so they're not going to last. And I don't mind taking their money because they don't have the character and they're going to leave anyway. And they're all about themselves. If you're thinking about just you, you're not going to make it. But if you're thinking, how can I help other people really understand this and get this so that I can teach and educate these people, you don't have to be in the same situation that you've always been in. This is the greatest shift of finances that we have seen in our lifetimes, maybe ever in history. And the kid that's in Thailand, that it's corrupt government, that he's a farmer and his dad's a farmer, I can teach that kid how to get out of that farm if he wants to, where he doesn't have to worry about a corrupt government changing things. And so that he never has to go buy one of your bags because we're going to make it, right? And I can help teach him how to get out of poverty and change his mindset because I'm actually guiding him and then getting him prepared for them, because people that win the lottery don't last much anyway, not many of them. It ends up really bad for them. So your mindset has to be changed to receive the wealth before you can. And when that happens, then that's when it can come. And so this is connecting all those people to be able to do that. And so I don't want
that's a really good. No, sorry to cut you off. That's a really good point of view. And I wanted to bring it back to. Go ahead.
I said you have to cut me off. I'm in the ETH room. Always. You don't raise hands. We just talk, right?
Like I want to go back to a point that you said. You mentioned, right? You had a friend makes a bad business, and you'll tell them straight, this is a bad business, yada yada. You're not gonna support it. So when you look at NFT projects, what makes a good NFT project versus a not so good NFT project? What are you looking for in criteria that would say, hey, this is a good project right here. It's got potential. It can go somewhere.
Well, listen, that's all speculative because I have criteria than most people because I look at things differently. But the way I look at it is I want to know the fruit from the person that's doing it. And if they don't have any fruit, they don't know how to balance a checkbook, they've never ran a business, I'm out. And I hope they make it, right? But if somebody that's actually done something successful and knows what they're talking about and says, this is the value I'm going to bring the holders because of this, then I look at it as an investment, right?
So I own a construction company, and let's say that on the front end, the construction company has been successful. You're saying, okay, immediately I at least am going to give this person a chance. Now let's hear what's next. Let's see what they're all about because they've been able to grow a business, and the NFT project is a business.
One step at a time, baby. And if you have an operating in real life business, then I know you get business. You get it. Yeah. And so you can't just. Unless your heart is not in the right place, right? Like you understand you're going to have to add value, more value than you're taking anywhere to stick around, right? That's that character that I
Yeah.
was talking about. So I always see, how can I make this place better than and leave it better than I found it? And I want to add so much value that if I stop doing what I'm doing, people will get upset and they will want to pay me to not stop. Until you've done that,
Well, let me ask you this.
anything.
Yeah, I agree with that. So there's a saying that says value is in the eye of the beholder. The idea of
Right.
value is just what two people agree. Hey, we can exchange. Let's just say a Bitcoin has its intrinsic value on the number that are totally produced from mining, and just the fact that you and I agree. Hey, the Bitcoin has this much value. Okay, so now we go to NFT projects. That is generally on the front end purely speculative. How do you, or what do you view as being value? So let me clarify. With us, with Danger Close Alpha, value for us was on the front end. We want not only to bring a real community of people together that will be there when times get tough, but we want our people to be able to extract the value from the NFT, meaning what? They're learning something so that even if all hell breaks loose and the NFT, they lose their keys, their hardware wallet, and all else is gone, they've at least still extracted value from learning something. What do you view as value, and how do you kind of wade through this is valuable, this is not? Like, is there like terms or something that you're looking for in particular that you're really kind of honing in on, or is it purely money?
No, it's not purely money at all, but there is an investment aspect of that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I love community, right? And that's my number one thing is, how can I help make this space a bigger space, and to support and onboard more people, and to build healthy cultures, because I believe a healthy culture spits out toxic people, and a toxic culture spits out healthy people. Name of the game is nobody gets
hold on. Back that up. Say that again. Back that up. Say that again.
I believe a healthy culture spits out toxic people, and a toxic culture will spit out healthy people. The name of the game is nobody gets kicked out. They leave because they don't get validation or traction. So if I have it, Chick-fil-A, they say my pleasure, right? If I come up in there with my Burger King self and I just got a new job at Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A has built a culture that says we say my pleasure. And if I say, you have it my way, they're not going to allow me to do that. So I'm either going to conform to their it's my pleasure, or I will leave because I won't get my validation or my traction. So they've built a culture that's what they do. And until you build the culture that people can conform to and roll with you, they're going to taint that culture if it's an unhealthy culture, right? Because we're not going to give you validation or traction because we do it this way. So if there's no culture built at all, that's how trouble comes, right? That's how people say, well, I delegated that task. No, you didn't. You dumped it, because there's a difference between dumping a task and delegating it. If you delegate it, you give me everything I need to complete that task. And as a leader, you make sure that I have all that, right? That's on you. Now, once you've passed that and I said, yes, I have everything that I need, and I don't do it, then it's on me. So we have to take personal responsibility for every move that we make. And until we do that, then you're never going to move forward in life, right? And so I look for character in people and the community before anything, because I know it doesn't matter what we're doing. If we have those things, we're going to move forward, and we're going to make everybody better because they met us, right? We're going to add value everywhere we go. And that's what I see that this is the biggest thing for. Now, some people come in, they say, I love art. There's one-of-ones. I only want that picture. I only want that art. That's cool. But that goes back to the screenshot days where it's like, whoa, why would I pay $250,000 for that Bored Ape when I could just screenshot it? Well, you can come by my house and take a picture of it, and I don't care. What are you going to do with it? Because I own the deed and I have possession and I live it.
That's right.
That's the difference, right? So this is actually not those pictures. That's just the cool thing of the arts and the culture to bring people together. Like, we like lions. We like lazy apes. We like captain hats. We like flip brims. We like, snapbacks. We like, if girls come in, they like the pink dresses. So it's whatever that relates, then that brings them together. So it's a jersey that we all can put on and be a team. And then we start to build it and build community, get to know each other, build healthy cultures so that we start to grow. And then we integrate cultures from this community bank to this community bank, because that's what I see projects as, is community banks, bringing money off of the exchanges and putting them into NFTs. And so then I integrate those things to bring in new liquidity. so that we bring in new people, we bring in new liquidity. Because other than that, we're just having a false floor price and we're passing baseball cards around with no more value, right? The market cap never grows.
Well, what happens when we stop bringing people in?
What do you
what
mean?
happens at the point when we just genuinely we get to a point where let's just say a project kind of goes stagnant, and maybe not even stagnant, it's just it's reached its capacity? Are you basically suggesting that, hey, a project should never reach its capacity and it should be always growing? Or
it should always morph into something else if it's not? Like, what are you going to do?
Adapt.
What are you going to do? Yeah, you got to pivot and adapt. What are you going to do if people stop calling you for your construction company?
Yeah, you're in trouble. You better figure it out.
You're going to do ads. You're going to start doing fences too, or floors, or whatever you do. And you're going to add something to it, or whatever the market is demanding, right? Because it's all supply and demand. That's why if we can take all the ones that are a certain number, we can actually lead a smaller group of people, cast the vision, and then we take the supply, so then it raises the demand.
And that's the idea behind, because we wanted to get to this. That's the idea behind the trade groups, right? I mean, that's the overall vision behind trade groups. Can you touch on that? Because we have right now, we are doing factions within Danger Close Alpha, and candidly, we got the idea from you guys. We're like, wow, like that's a really cool idea. It gives people community that are a little bit, even more tight knit than the already tight knit community. But talk to me about why you went that direction and what that looks like for the groups.
Yeah, well, as humbly as I can say, we changed every project like that because nobody was doing it until we did it. And it wasn't because we're just some geniuses. That's how I understood it, because I'm a really simple guy. I dropped out of school after 8th grade, and I don't get dev talk, and I don't know all the terminology of everything. Now, I know a whole lot more now because I've spent more time and experience in here, but I just understand simple things, right? Like, people try to complicate things so much, and it's like, it's so simple. It's right there. And so I understood NFTs as that. I understood the first way it clicked to me, it was cars. And I thought, oh, this is 10,000 different cars or non-fungible tokens. So it's like all of them are Mercedes, and they're different trim levels of Mercedes. So if there's rares, then those are like what people always want to go for. They always want the crown or the throne. And then the regular people are trying to always work their way up. It's always that American
AMG
dream, right? I always say it's an American dream because you got to be asleep to believe it, right? So they've got this American dream. I want to be the top, but people love the people's champ. So if you take something in the middle, like 255, because most of the rares are 100 or under, you take something 255, like the Lazy Lions. There was only 255, but there's 6,000, almost 6,000 holders, and there's 10,000 completely. So I can't cast the vision to 5,000-6,000 people off top. Nobody even knows who I am, right? But I could take 150 holders of 255. There's 255 traits because some people own two, right? And I can get them separated, slow down, tie my shoes so I can run faster, and then grow, get smaller to grow back out. So it's just business technique, right? So I got to cast a vision, and then I have to deliver on that vision, and I can rally those troops around. So I get the right people on the bus, the wrong people off the bus, and then the right people that are on the bus on the right seat on the right bus. And then now, once that happens, then we can start moving the bus forward. So once I do that, so we break it down. We found the most marketable one. It flipped up brim, says lazy, and it's a lion. Lazy lion, 2-year-old can see that. They understand completely. Very marketable. It's marketeering at its finest. Once we do that, then we cast this vision of how we can move these markets, and then how we can bring the greatest minds in here. Sports athletes, professional soccer players, professional actors, big business owners, CEOs of big companies, lawyers. Like, all these people are in, and they're believing in this, right? And so we're like, all right, let's do something. Let's build something with it. So we separated. We made a collection from within the collection, because I said, all right, this is all Mercedes. This is like 255 G-Wagons, and we're going to own all the G-Wagons. And so if we do that, we can control the floor, and nobody can go down the road and shop us because there's no other G-Wagons for sale. We own them all. So then people have to come to us if they want to get into our group and find out what we're doing and how we're getting our success. And the buy-in is we take some of ours that we have extra, and we decide who we let in and what price.
Exclusivity.
We raised the price from 1.1 Ethereum to 14 ETH in 7 weeks. That's 1,200+% markup, right? That's just by adding that exclusivity and adding that value, because people wanted to get in the room with us, because we were doing what we were doing. So through that added value to us, like, why would you ever want to sell one of these when you could just continue to make it? Because then as we integrated another project in, then people started to say, hey, look at what they're doing. Then they started to DM us and say, can we pay you to help us?
Yeah.
Well, I don't ever want to get rid of that thing now, because now that's the golden goose, right? Or the goose that lays golden eggs. And now that's our country club pass, right? So the only way that changes is if somebody sets the country club on fire from within, and you got to move on to the next thing and do it again and learn from all your mistakes, which that happens because there's seasons and everything, right? And so through that, then that's how you can guerrilla market it, move the markets. Then you got sibling rivalry because everybody wants a G-Wagon but can't get one. So they'll take the E-Class, the S-Class, the C, that's why the C-Class exists, right? Because they want to be in the family of the Mercedes, but they can't get a hold of the G-Wagon. So they'll settle for this, right? That's why they've got those different tiers, because everybody wants that story of the underdog trying to get to the top dog. Well, we took the middle class and we flipped all the other traits in the whole collection, and so we became the people's champ. So we had enough that the rares they just hold, and so there's no movement, so nobody ever makes any money. The other ones, there's double is 255, so we can hold some, have some extra put in the club, and then there can be some for movement to bring the traction.
So the people know the strategy behind exactly what you're putting out. It's not a mysterious thing.
Everybody. We've never kept it a secret. The difference is execution. There's no such thing as $1 million ideas. There's only $1 million execution, and we do it. That's why you went to bed, I was on the space, and you woke up when I was on the space, because I know that this is a season and it's not going to last forever. So I'm going to Kobe Bryant it. I'm going to Michael Jordan it. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to outwork everybody, and I'm going to put in more hours than anybody ever can, so they can never catch up to me.
Wow. That's wild. Well, obviously we love the commitment. We love the project. We love everything that you're doing in the space. You've gained a great reputation. I obviously, the first thing that I saw when I checked out your Twitter space was bullish on Jesus, because he's bullish on me. So I was a fan right from the start. I love that. I thought that was great. And so I guess we just want to say thank you for having us on Mondays, and just being able to, the call that we had earlier today, just kind of going over some simple yet really important things with our project. Stuff like that matters. For those of you that weren't on there earlier, we were talking to Loud about our project, and just talking about some of the things that, hey, what are we looking at with this? How can we work on this? How can we be better here? What can we do for our people over here? Are we missing something here? And I think that having that, having the ability to reach out to somebody like you is super valuable, and we appreciate that you were there to do that. And I think that a lot of other people are going to see that you genuinely enjoy and want to help people. And I think that's part of it too, because people are, like you said, they're purchasing you. The people that are in your project, the people that are on FOMO on Monday nights, they might not be on there because they want to stay up all night, but they don't want to miss what Loud's got going on Mondays. It's become the thing to do. The Lazy Apes have become one of the projects to be involved in. I got to be involved in this trait group, this, that, and the third. And I like the fact that it can be something different than just the quote boring crypto space, because you're right. During the bear market, the crypto space is kind of boring, right? We've got the ETH merge that's happening right now, but it seems like I'll tell you, it happens all the time right now. Miguel and I will be setting up the stream, and I'm like, so got any big news today? Or are we going to be talking NFTs tonight? Because you know what I mean? The news just isn't there like it is during the bull market. So
well, the big thing I tell everybody is I hate calling it the bear market, because it's actually the builder's market.
The building market.
That's where the real money's made, and the real OGs stick around, and they're there. Who's really with you is the people that's doing stuff and building in the bear market, and those are the ones that's going to be ahead of the game and win. And the cool thing is the reason that I stand out so much is because I've got, bullish on Jesus, because he's bullish on me, because this is a degenerate space. They're very proud to say they're degens. There's a lot of raunchiness that goes on, and I can't even explain how intense it is. But I know that I felt in my heart that God wanted me to be in here because he loves these people, and I could do it different. I'm the only room that I don't want anybody to cuss on, and not because I want to control anybody, but I'll go in their spaces and they can do anything they want and talk the way they want. But I know that if we're going to onboard new people, there has to be something that stands out and that's different, so that if they want to listen to us Twitter spaces with their kid in the room, they actually can.
They can do it.
Some of this not nasty stuff being talked, right? I'm not afraid of that stuff. I don't judge people for what they do, drink, do drugs, smoke, whatever. I'm partying and hanging out with them all. I choose not to do that because I believe that God said to live a life with no compromise in front of them, and let them know how much they're valued and how much he loves them. And so I've done that and stood out in this space because I'm different. And people come up to me in clubs, bars, they pay me to come to their parties. I don't even drink. And then people come up and say, I want to be just like you. I want what you got. There's something different in your eyes. And it's because Jesus is in me. It's not that I'm some genius. Like I told you, I dropped out of school after 8th grade, but he knew that I would be vocal. And when he said, I want to be there, I said, send me. And he said, let's go. And so
he said, let's go. In Jesus' voice, let's go.
He said, let's go to me first. So I went, and I really believe that that's how I have went from less than 100 followers to 20,000 in less than a year. And everybody knows who I am and does it. Like, he empowers me and graces me to work the hours that I do because I know it's for a season. And I know I'm in, I'm self-aware. I'm not in some fantasy world thinking a 43-year-old granddad is the coolest person in this space, like, for too long. Right? Like, I'm not living in some fantasy world. I understand that there are going to be cooler people coming. There's going to be more popular, smarter people coming, better dancers, maybe coming, But guess what? I paved the way, and I'll get to pour into those guys too. And I don't have to tell the masses what's going on. If I pour into the 5 that pour into the masses, I'm still being able to make the place a better space. And that's really what I want. I want the right people in the right places getting this transfer of wealth to change their grandkids. I'm after people's grandkids.
I like it. Miguel, you got anything else
awesome.
You want to touch on?
Yeah, man. I love the fact that you came on here. I appreciate, like Nick said earlier, I appreciate you guys bringing up in your space, and it's great. And my connection has been terrible. That's why I haven't been really jumping in too much. So I've been freezing a lot on my. I don't know why. Yeah, dude, I've been rugging. I don't know why, but it's been happening. But yeah, I just want to say I appreciate it, man. I appreciate all the advice for all the listeners out there. That's the way to do it, right? This is the man you need to listen to right here. This is the way to do it. You just work hard and you get you just, like you said, it's about execution and getting things done, not just having ideas. So I appreciate you coming on here and giving all these people this great advice, man.
Yeah. Crypto fam, we love you guys. If you did not hear it before today, you've heard it now. We love you. We appreciate you for being here. You could be anywhere, but you are here on a beautiful Tuesday evening. Make sure that you reach out to Loud. He's got some great things going on. Check out the Lazy Apes. Obviously, check out Danger Close Alpha. We're going to continue to be working together and doing some stuff. Make sure you're paying attention. For those of you that are in the DCA fam, make sure that you get your form in. So if you hadn't seen, jump into the Discord. We've got the faction form. It's literally 2 questions. So if you tell me that it took too long to fill out the form, it's literally 2, just 2 questions. So just fill the form out for us so we can get you into the correct faction, and let's have some fun. So again, we love you guys. Loud, thank you for coming on. We love you too, brother. We appreciate you for being here. And until next time, question everything.
Trust nothing.
And until next time, since I said that twice now, hodl
like it's hot.
We'll see you soon.